Welcome one and all, I'm Dan Carey and this is Hard Hat Chat, powered by Core 4. In this episode, we've got a very special guest, Andy Frye, and we're going to discuss staying in your lane in business, which is a very tricky thing to do. Can't take you anywhere.
No.
Shall I do this one? Shall I introduce
Yeah, why
something
not?
up?
Yeah, let's change things up a bit, shall we?
Yeah,
It
chop
sounds.
things up.
I mean,
I'm
in pre-chat, it sounds like an absolute podcast superfan.
Yeah, we should have been recording what just happened then, really. Yeah. Welcome, Andy Frye.
Thank you, Dan Carey.
Do you want to introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about Andy Frye. Who is Andy Frye? Where's he from? And there's all these other things that Curtis normally says that I've forgotten, but you just go with what you want.
Andy Frye is someone quite aligned with you, Dan. We grew up in the same area, didn't we? Went to the same school.
Oh, we did. Yes, we really did. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm Rayleigh boy.
Can I just say, quite aligned? I'm a little bit younger.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of people that fall into that category, unfortunately, these days. There's quite a lot of people that I think that I sort of look at and think, oh yeah, we're about the same. And then it's like, no, I'm 10 years older than you.
To be fair, you're still looking young though.
Yeah, I think that's changed a little in the last 5 years or so.
There's children. That
Children have come along. And also that 40 number does take its toll when you get there.
You had about 10 years ago, you done that thing, 40 things to do before I'm 40, and you shared it with me.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know no one knows about this apart from me and you, but I'm just going to ask you, how many of them things did you do?
Maybe 20.
Do you know the only
That's
thing I
pretty
can
good.
remember off it? Do you know the only thing I can remember?
Tell me.
You was going to learn how to weld.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
You didn't do that.
Can you believe that?
But
That's
you was
funny.
going to, that
I
is the
was,
thing, because I remember going and you was like, yeah, I've got years. I'm going to learn how to weld. I own a metal fabricator.
Yeah.
I'm going to learn how to weld.
How mad is that?
And you still can't.
No,
Or you've
absolutely not.
But would you still like to do it?
Yeah, of course, it would be something that would be good to do. But I assume you know, there's no time to do that. You've got a business, there's no time to go and do it.
I know that.
And obviously, I would say that towards the back quarter of that time frame, a number of other things that I didn't put on the list intentionally came along that trumped everything that was on that list.
Yeah.
Misses, kids.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it probably weren't on the list when you.
I intentionally didn't put them on to not put the pressure of getting a wife. That wasn't something I felt needed pressure to achieve.
Yeah, but you done well.
I've done it. Yeah, she puts up with me.
She's lovely. The kids are lovely. We made it. We made it to here, where we're now talking in this media.
Such a strong
which
media.
is also a media that Andy Frye really likes.
Yeah,
he really likes podcasts. He's a big fan.
Yes, listen to a number. I was just saying, the dead space in your day you can fill up with podcasts, can't you? Drive into places, on the train. I don't know, falling asleep. Top tip there: fall asleep. Put a timer on your podcast.
Put a timer on the podcast.
Yeah, and you can put a little 15-minute, 30-minute timer. Put your head on the pillow. Goes off, so whilst you're going to sleep.
I never have a problem falling asleep.
No.
I'm always like knackered by the time I get home.
I'm a pseudo insomniac, so I do have a bit of a problem.
Do you?
Is that the right word?
I don't know. I enjoyed it.
Not sleeping. I don't know if it's the right word.
Well, not. So you struggle to get to sleep?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've always been a light sleeper, and then kids came along as well, and then when I'm up, sort of thing, and whether that be 3:30, 5.
Yeah, we've got our 7-year-old still. I'd say 95% of the time ends up in our bed at some point.
Yeah,
and moves so much that from I don't know 1, 2 in the morning, you're not really sleeping properly.
No,
that's right.
Whose idea was it? It's just ridiculous.
I keep telling myself though that you should not shun that, because in 5 more years' time, that person probably doesn't want to even spend a minute with you.
Yeah.
I don't know. George, who's 14, still gets in bed with us. No, I'm kidding. He doesn't. But yeah, they do. It turns very quickly. So I've gone.
Yeah,
like,
you're
just to
ahead
trump both of you,
the game,
and then come back behind you. I've gone older and younger, haven't I? it very quickly turns around that like they don't want to talk to you, they just want to play on their Xbox. And no matter what you do, like put the Xbox off for as long as possible and not, you know, say to them, oh yeah, you're not going to have an iPhone. Sooner or later, it just comes. You've got to do it.
Unfortunately, we've already gone iPad, and now little one,
there's no going
Jack.
back. There's no going back from.
There's sometimes he is a bit like he's a fiend going. You know, he has his little moment where the tears and the red face and everything. Yeah. iPad.
Yeah.
And we do step back from that and think, we should have delayed that a little bit.
We think they're great because first time around we didn't have them.
Yeah,
they're a great childminder.
And
they are a cracking childminder.
You get that sort of foam case to put around them and you just go, here you go.
And if you do give them to them, Jack can disappear for an hour in front of that easy.
Yeah, I don't think they're a bad thing.
Depends what they're watching, obviously.
I have strongly mixed feelings.
Yeah. Well, you mean at 3:30 in the morning? Give them the iPad. I want some sleep. Yeah, I know. It's a difficult one. We've got friends that like even screens at all.
Oh, really?
TV. They're really like it. They'll do a football match on a Saturday because the boys love football potentially, but that's all they'll get them. No iPads, no TV.
But it's really difficult to control that the older they get and when they want to hang out with
their
friends.
Of course.
So I have, you know, this is what I get around my house now. Can I have the lads around? So the lads are coming round. So they're all coming around my house to play pool and darts and that, and they go down the bottom row. And I said the other day, one of them was wearing sunglasses. It was like 7 o'clock in the evening. He's wearing sunglasses and a hood walking around my house.
Yeah. Well.
So yeah, they all have these different fashions that I think we had.
Are you telling us that you felt you didn't do anything like that when you were young?
No, I was
way worse.
Always so cool. I did. I had the long hair, didn't I? I had the long hair. I played in a band. That was me.
But I think that's sort of when you're that old, you don't think that your mum and dad did that sort of stuff.
Oh no!
But of course, we all did.
We're so uncool. Like as parents, apparently.
Okay.
So uncool. Yeah. And I'm going to my kids like we're really cool. But I know I'm cool.
I'm glad I'm not the only one. That
I know. Yeah. I know I'm so cool, and they're telling you're not.
I felt I was losing it as soon as I was explaining why I was cool, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I tell you what, Kurt, what does me, the couple of youngsters that we have here, and I say youngsters, 17, 18 years old, that work with Rye.
Yeah.
And they come up with words. What did they write on the board the other day?
Slay.
Yeah, I was like, that's a thing that you use in snow, right? And they was like, no, it's I can't even remember what they said, but it's basically
it's just something good, isn't it?
Yeah, that you use for endearment.
Yeah, like slaying it.
Okay, you know about this. Oh. I mean, I just didn't. I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Because you have this whole thing, you could look at them like, I look at them like they must know how to do everything. But then you forget that they're actually really quite young.
Oh, yeah. There's why when you say they must know how to do everything, there's certain things.
Technology.
Oh, mate, the other day, like we got new phones, so we all got like 16 Pro Maxes, so we're dishing them out. Just like expecting, but they were finding them. Just expect, like probably maybe 10, 12 years ago, you would have had to set that up in like a technology department or had your guy come in and set up everyone's email on them and then dish the phone out. But now you're just going, right, there's a phone in a box.
Yes.
Bang, get on with it.
Yeah. But I'm not sure they really know what to do with that technology.
No, they're all they can operate it. They're all incredible at doing like so they're pretending they're shy at the moment. They don't want to do videos on that for our media pages that we just launched. And they're pretending they're shy, but they're not. Because they've all grown up around it.
Yeah.
It's a very, very different world. I mean, we're like plugging into that, like it's hard to keep up with it. But we all try. You have a go, didn't you?
Yeah.
You have a good go on your socials?
We're starting, yeah. I think we've sort of come around to the idea that it's an avenue to broaden our net a little bit.
So we're talking like when we talk about this, we talk about like the metal shop, yeah?
Correct. Yeah,
you haven't even plugged the metal shop yet. You want to
plug so yes. So we started off with Rayleigh and where we grew up.
Yeah.
I suppose then for the last 10 years, we've known each other through Stratford Metal Fabrications, a business we own in Wickford. You did a bit of work with Paul Stratford the name of. I think
Yeah.
previously I'd used
Yeah.
him as a supplier. We managed to sort of get hold of that business just over 10 years ago. And obviously we've done bits
How's that gone for you since you bought it?
That's a great question.
Has it been
we started that with the intention that neither of the owners would actually work in it, as you know, on a 24/7 basis.
Yeah.
And I think that has definitely meant that it hasn't grown as quickly or as well as we perhaps might have hoped at the start of it all.
Yeah.
I think we were both quite new to owning businesses, so obviously there's been 10 years worth of learning go on, with all the challenges that come with a business. But I do feel like, maybe we say this to ourselves every 2 years, I do feel we've turned a bit of a corner. We've changed a little bit in the last year. We've tried to focus a lot more on the front end of the business. And what I mean by that is, I think we sort of naively felt we were in a sort of bespoke, niche-y type business where, because every job we do is different. So that we sort of felt that meant we were in a niche business. But I believe now the true answer to that is it's not. It's still just a commodity. It's steel. There's lots of steel fabricators around, and you don't get that niche luxury. You know, for example, anytime we try and put a relatively large margin on a job, not an extortionate margin, but any sort of pumped up margin, it's just a no straight away. Even when you think the reason why we're doing this is because they want it quick, it is something really bespoke. Even then, you don't, in this game, you don't get to go have a little bit more on top.
This is cutthroat because you're supplying to contractors.
Yes, we're business to business,
construction market. So yeah, it's not that end user. So everyone's got to have a little markup.
Yeah,
is that what it is?
Absolutely.
Is that what you're struggling with?
Yeah, I think almost every job we do, we're not supplying the end customer. Yeah, absolutely. So there's a chain of margin to go on top of that. But also I just think there's just lots of options out there where we were thinking, there might be some times where what we do is so bespoke that we can put a little bit more on. It just never works out that way.
No.
So we got to change. So what you've got to do is change where your head is on that.
We get that as well, because we will be relatively specialist in what we do.
Yeah.
But what will happen is we'll get then told we're competing with someone who's not so specialist.
Right.
So all of a sudden, they will quite typically on like a national framework, we'll be working for a big boy, and they might, for instance, we might have some tarmac repairs in a car park. They'll get a comparative quote from a general contractor for the tarmac repairs, whereas for us it's a specialism. And they say, but this guy says that he can do it for X, Y,
you're
Z.
talking a bit apples with apples type thing.
Yeah, we never get.
No.
And it's difficult because you're never getting compared with that.
Yeah.
Because we could go and get. I mean, we pretty much as a business know what we'd get from you, but it's difficult if it's the first time to get over in your quote what you're going to get.
Correct. Yeah, because
there's a level of
you need the relationship there.
As stuff's getting fabricated, we'd speak to you like JT in your office, and we'd get exactly what we want.
But I think
you can't necessarily get that over in a quote, can you?
No, and I think you're let's say an educated buyer. I'm not sure that all of our customers are overly educated in structural steel.
Yeah.
And the apples bit is, I think you're right. We've seen times where, we speak to a customer and they say we're 30, 40, 50% out on price. And you think, well, that simply cannot be the same quote.
Yeah, it can't be.
We've not quoted the same thing. Maybe you've sent us the same information. Our team have interpreted that this way and given you this price. Someone else possibly is trying to buy the work, maybe, but it's more than likely, I would suspect, they've done a different quote than we've done. So difficult then to deal with that, because what do you say to the client? Well, you're going to catch cold on that. They're still going to go, but it's half price. Even if I do, it's their problem anyway. Sort of thing. It's like, well, I mean, it's a bit short-sighted to say it's their problem. You know,
Yeah.
any problem in your business is your problem, but they're thinking it's half price.
Yeah.
You know, so there's definitely a bit of, that's one of the challenges I think with a business that isn't selling a product like a teacup or something out of a magazine, where
But
it's,
you tried to go there a little while ago, didn't you? A few years ago.
we've tried all
when
sorts.
We tried, it was like we made some
fire pits
fire
some
pits.
stuff for outdoor furniture and stuff.
Yeah, and there was all that seller product, but again, where you was like British made, it was all very well made, wasn't it?
Yeah, just trying to find the market for that.
Yeah.
Trying to find them is difficult because your factory is actually next door to a cheap furniture outlet, isn't it?
Correct. Yeah.
So it's very difficult to.
Yeah. When they go in there and they can see something for 65 quid, which basically the same thing, it's not the same spec at all, but would achieve the same function that summer.
Yeah.
In fact, it would disappear the following summer.
I think that's a whole lot society thing. We live in a different world now, don't we?
Yeah,
we've got like that throwaway thing. Yeah, I want a fire pit now.
Yeah.
You've done like all branded ones, football ones, didn't you? But they were out proper steel, and these ones just out of flimsy, you know, 3 fires in them, and you just
that idea of, well, I could buy 3 of these for that one that you're trying to flog me. It's difficult to win that fight, isn't it?
We've had many conversations about things like that.
We do like a bit of a what could we do chat sometimes, don't we?
It's just because
there's some zany ideas coming out of this office.
Yeah, there really is. Yeah, and this is for me, like this media of like chatting to other people and like doing this helps that, because sometimes it just like puts out the fire, and other times it can ignite it, because you ain't just got to spend loads of money on things.
Correct. You get to have your thoughts actually out verbally, and you can bash it around a little bit before you actually go ahead and try it.
Yeah.
That's sort of what thinking's about, I think, isn't it? You can fail in your brain before you actually go ahead and do it.
Yeah, I just like to always be having a go at something different.
Yeah,
that's just me.
That's obvious. In 10 years, we can see you like to have a go at stuff.
Very true.
It's
I mean, like, you know, well, yeah, Core 4 didn't exist 10 years ago, so
no, we've remained one name. You've possibly had 3, 4.
I've basically gone from being a sole trader, to rolling into the world of like a limited company.
Yeah.
I worked for someone in the middle.
Contractor, yeah.
I worked for someone in the middle as a consultant.
Yeah.
Then I basically thought the best time to start a business with shareholders is during this world pandemic thing that we had. I can't remember what it was called. Can't remember. The name escapes me. But either way, I thought, yeah, let's start. Let's get some shareholders that like breathe down my neck over real corporate stuff that I just don't care about. And that's where I am at the moment. Yeah, but like we're having a go. We have built the team. We have grown. We've all got. Funnily enough, I've met Curtis through you.
Yes.
In a weird kind of way.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Not directly through Andy, but there we go.
Through JT.
And that's I guess what we're saying there loosely is like connections and like the power of, like, I still buy for people that when I was a consultant for another company, I met a lot of them contacts there.
Yeah.
Because the transition for me was that I would be working in your house domestically. That's basically what I was doing. When I went consulting, I was more commercial, doing some bits of the underground, doing some more commercial projects. That's how you end up forging relationships with the likes of who we work for now, the likes of Vinci, people like that. Yep. I didn't steal the work, it just come round full circle.
Lovely use of the word forged on this episode as well.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, forged, yeah.
You don't do much of that.
That's what you need to do. Maybe you need to do some like epic videos of like people hammering steel and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's sort of in the future, I think. I think we're coming round to that. As I say, we've thought about the front end of the business a bit different now.
It's really difficult, that, because you'll have so many like keyboard warriors that will tell you you're doing it wrong, that have never done nothing in their life.
No, I know. But leaning on my podcast listening, it's quite apparent that you post and ghost. You don't look at the comments because they're not in the real world. They're in the virtual internet world, and that's not a relationship at all, is it really?
No. We're trying to make it into the relationship. So trying to be like, if you choose to listen to us, hopefully we add some value. I mean, maybe.
No, but
not
that's
with all
got very little to
conversations,
do.
but
I believe that's probably got that. I think the comments that you will get back are very little to do with
the comments are always bad.
exactly
Because
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
so I've got this thing, right? Not so much on LinkedIn, different media, on Facebook and Insta, TikTok, but mainly Facebook. Loads of negativity.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, all the comments we get are negative.
Yeah, I
And
wouldn't.
no one ever says, "Just well done, like you've done a nice job."
No, but they would in real life.
Yes. The
They
very
would
same
in real
people.
life. Exactly. So
Yeah.
I would be less distracted by the
But I like
comments
that.
against
Maybe
your
that's
post.
maybe this one should be the post and ghost episode.
It's a nice phrase
Yeah.
from our
What's
podcast
your-
aficionado.
we've had a bit of a thing today. What's your favourite word? Like
Oh,
within
yeah.
in
Yeah,
business,
that's true.
have you
That's
got
a
a
good word.
favourite word for business? This isn't a question. This is just me.
I mean, it is a question.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, yeah. Hang on. Yeah, it is.
No, you've put me on the spot there. I'm not great with favourites.
Okay.
What I would say is it's a crap answer. If you actually asked me to put my director's hat on, I'd say trust is the right word for the business. I'm sure there would be lots of other words that come out of my mouth on a fairly regular basis. You'd have to perhaps ask some of the team what my favourite word is. At the moment, it's something like "let's work on the front end," something like that.
It's not really. That's more of a phrase.
I know, but hey,
Words of phrase. Are you sure we went to
I'm
the
ad
same school?
libbing. Yeah, I know. I'm ad libbing.
You're not great with words either.
Yeah, it's very true. Yeah. Thanks, Kurt. Thanks for pointing that out.
So yeah, I think we've tried hard to understand what's. I think we said when we talked about this about staying in our lane.
That's it.
So it's good that you mentioned all these things that we've tried, because I think that's one of the things you have to do as a business owner. You have to find things, and like all the time, most of them don't work, but it puts you back on the path that perhaps will. And yeah, I think being able to sort of articulate what you're trying to do. So for us now, it's structural and architectural metalwork. That's it, really. And I don't think we want to try and get away from that too much. Service local area, service the sort of job in builder. Is that what you call them? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like the guy who's doing the extension.
Yeah.
And then local sort of small to medium size contracting firms. We haven't got the infrastructure to service big ones at the moment. And you guys have said it the last few times we've spoken. I'm not sure we do. You've got a phrase. Is that your phrase at the moment? Over trading. Is that your word?
Yeah, no, over trading.
I've listened to you say that on a couple of these pods.
Over trading, just what is. It happens when you don't say no enough. So it's the power of saying no.
Staying in your lane.
Stay in your lane. But what happens when it is all your lane?
And it all comes in one go.
And it all comes at once. So what we've had, the reason why technically we class it as overtrading currently is we've had a bottleneck effect. So we've had several jobs get delayed through weather, through design, mainly through design. Yes. So because they got delayed starting, the other jobs that were booked in, and we're talking months in advance, have all bottlenecked, have all come to a head at once, basically.
We had a very similar thing in December. Yeah. Lots of work in the order book, none that we could, well, not none, but limited that we could actually start on.
Yeah.
Waiting for drawings, waiting for customer sign off, those sorts of things. I think that steady flow of work, trying to remove the peaks and troughs, is possibly one of the biggest challenges of a small business.
Yeah.
Like buses, they all come along sort of at the same time, don't they?
We're all like spokes in a wheel. So we're all parts of the supply chain, and we're all getting peddled by this old beast, this, like our PM friend, not project manager, not prime minister friend. Yeah. Oh no, we're not having that. I
didn't realise I was
we're not that big
in such high
yet. We're not that big.
Oh, okay.
And to be honest, I'm not sure this prime minister will be like worthy of coming on it. That's what I'm going to put out there.
Wow.
Anyway, don't go political.
Nobody knows when this is recorded, so
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think I lost my train of thought.
we're all spokes.
In a
Yeah.
wheel.
We're all parts of a supply chain, so we're all getting shouted at. So just before we started this pod, I had a client on the phone then expect to meet at a meeting in the morning. I'm going to be there anyway, just so they can talk about the next phase of the job, which really only services their need because they've got so much to do. But they will try for the first half hour of the meeting to put everything on me. I think as you go through time, you get better at dealing with things. So I think I'm now better at it. So I'll just push back on them.
Yeah.
Like, you've just got to be like, well, this is my responsibility. These are the bits I'm going to do.
Yeah.
All of them bits are very much you problems.
Yes.
We can be helpful to a degree, but ultimately we're contractors. And if it comes down to it and you're not willing to pay for that, we're not doing that.
It's difficult.
It's difficult because that goes against every grain of what I'm all about.
Customer service type thing.
But what I've done, and you alluded to like the name thing earlier, we renamed a business that I had for years, Carey's Build, and that is what this Core 4 is now. Yes, it's like the same limited company, changed the name of it, took my personal name out of it, even though I still struggle with this, and it's been like, it's not the Dan Carey show. It shouldn't be the Dan Carey show. You're dealing with a company. Yeah, we're trying to get people to like come in, feed into the office here. We've got people here.
It's so tricky though,
but
isn't
they
it?
would come to me because I've done their stuff for.
And also, you're the
years.
one that had that relationship with them,
Exactly.
a lot of them, before, like we've already said.
No, I know, but my end goal here
it is shifting.
is to take this company to an EOT, sell it, exit. Yeah, all right, we're years off of that because I'm only young. We've touched on that, but I mean, that's the end goal. And I thought, well, I can't have it with my name on it.
No, that's right.
But that's very different to what you've done. You actually bought a name.
We bought a name, kept the name because at the start of this game, that we felt had a significant value because a lot of the business was in the local area. Paul Stratford was a local celebrity. You know, he would drive around doing deliveries and things, and he'd be stopping 2 seconds with everyone saying, "Hey, Paul, what about this? Got that for us?"
But
Can you
very
do that?
different way of doing business, wasn't it?
Oh my goodness, he had a fax machine.
Yeah, mate, I used to go in there
2014, and that was all he had.
He'd have a wall like that, and it would just have little notes of,
Yeah.
and it'd be like, and he would just deal with people, so he wouldn't acknowledge your company.
Yeah,
it was just
right.
Dan's come in for a steal.
Yeah,
of that.
Yeah,
he'd know exactly where it was on the wall. You'd ring him up. He'd only answer at lunchtime when he was having break. He wouldn't answer any other time because he was fabricating.
Yeah,
very, very different. Very different business.
Totally different. Did extremely well.
Yeah,
I understand.
He smokes around a Bentley, doesn't he? Still and all that.
And
so
but also he was, he had a good view of his exit strategy. He there was no real problems in him selling his business. And what I mean by that is he understood what that was. It was the Paul Stratford show.
Yeah.
So he realised he didn't really have that much to sell, I don't think. I don't want to underplay what he's there, but it was just his name. It was him. And he knew he was going to retire and it wasn't going to be him anymore. So he didn't come along and go, well, I've turned over X, so I want 5X from my business. That's not what he did. He came and he said, listen, I understand I'm retiring. Let's work out a sensible price for this thing. What it is a history of orders, some customers that are fairly loyal to me, but let's say this business. You've got this area here, you've got some machinery, you've got this and that. And it was all good. We've subsequently looked at other businesses, and that's not been how it's been. People, I think, get a bit lost in what their business actually is.
You can go on YouTube now and you can follow someone who's maybe on the surface like good in business or something good in buying businesses or telling you how to sell it. And they're all like, these big American characters that are like 10x and everything, in they.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's got to be 10 times bigger. Everything's done this, done that. It's all on turnover. But as we know here, like turnover doesn't really matter. It's ultimately what you make and like.
Well, I think in this space, in where we are, I've spoken to a number of friends that have got, like local businesses do really well for themselves, make good money whilst they're in it. But I think they all acknowledge that to sell the business, it's not like, I don't know, an insurance company. You've got a book of work that's likely to stay with you for another 10, 15 years. And that's something that's obviously got a price to it. That's something that someone buying it can put their hat on. We have, well, as it happens, we've got one contract at the moment in our business that you could say, well, for the next 6 months, 12 months, there's guaranteed revenue from that. All the rest of our business is engineered to order. So, you got to think, if it's a bank buying your business, they're going to look at it and go, there's no revenue there. You can't guarantee me any revenue, can you? Because they have to come to you and give you a job. It's not like Coca-Cola, where they're signed up to multi-year deals with every vending machine in the land, and you go, cool, there's a load of profit there.
We've said this when it comes to like forecasting. It's
forecasting
very difficult to do with any accuracy. Like past,
how far do you go?
Past a couple of months. Like accurately.
We do well to get past about 3 weeks.
Yeah,
that's where we are.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm bearing too much here, but we would do really well to get past 3 or 4 weeks with any sort of accuracy.
Yeah. No, I think just maybe because of the nature of the jobs, they tend to be a few weeks at a time.
So that's what I mean. How do you take that to a bank and go,
yeah,
there's 4 weeks worth of work there, that I can sort of guarantee you. They'll be like, all right.
Because there's obviously other things going on in the background. Stuff always comes on. We're never not busy. So
no,
like it's there, but to actually
you can't
accurately put it down.
No,
it's a challenge.
Yeah, so that's a challenge. The staying in the lane thing. The other thing that's come up for us, I think, is we've got accredited. Structural steel is a thing now. Well, it's been a thing for a little while now, about 10 years, that you should be accredited for. And I was going to ask you guys about what you feel about all the industry accreditations
come
and
with
things
questions,
you need.
Kurt.
They're expensive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
there's a cost.
I've got to be careful what I've got to say with this. I was in another industry talking with people about standards. It was fairly obvious that the main players in the game set the standards.
Yeah.
And surprise, surprise, it's their recent product development that seems to set the standard.
Yeah.
And it's a bit like, okay, so, fair play, you've developed this thing, whatever it may be, this product. And you have put a lot of work into it, and you want to protect that if you can. Well, perhaps we all would do that. And that's then the standard that the industry is held to, which I suppose is good, pushes innovation and progress and things. But on certain things, it just feels don't see too many buildings fall down. It's a bit of a poor statement, but don't see too many buildings fall down because of the steel.
I think accreditations end up being a necessary evil almost. Not to make them sound too like a bad
we've
thing,
always
because
said,
obviously there is a standard.
If we could come up with one and get like main contractors to adopt it, and the main contractors say, you've got to have this to get paid, like a lot of ours do now. Yeah, you've got to have construction line gold to get paid. Yeah, I mean, like 5 years ago, I would have laughed at you.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a real thing,
and
they're all adopting it. But what are they adopting, really? The fact that you can all pay someone just to put a few documents on a screen.
Well,
I mean, me and you have sat in audits together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I suppose the right answer to that, or the corporate standards face argument to that, is that you get a standard of work that is assured by this standard.
Yeah.
That would be the right answer.
I guess your problem is, though, and it is what we find as well. There's, by the time you pay all these golds, platinums, accreditations throughout the year, that's a lot that essentially is a running cost.
Yeah.
To your business.
Yep.
Yeah. And of maintaining them as well.
Yep.
Like, it comes up now for us this time of year in the cycle that they've all got to be logged onto, all the documents have got to be updated, as they do throughout the year. But there's a big cost involved in these next couple of months of getting them. Like,
for us, it was a case of the risk was because it's law. The risk is just way too high to not have it. If you want to do that structural steel, and I suppose we're trying to educate clients a little bit without being prats about it. We're trying to just educate them and just sort of say, because that's the other thing. There's so many of these standards out there on everything that you preps buy. There's probably a standard for it somewhere, and a lot of our clients don't actually know about structural steel requiring UKCA BSEN 1090. Sort of, why would they? They're not structural steel experts. They're so we are sort of saying to them, when you buy this, whether it be with us or not, you should probably make sure this is coming. It may not affect you, but should there be a problem, someone will be coming looking for a bit of paper that says
this is
accredited.
This is what you've
What
got.
do you have to do with that stamped steel? Or just certify what?
No, it's a paperwork trail. Yeah. So it's upfront. It's procedures, a factory process, factory production control process, trained guys, certified team, and then on every job there's a set process to follow. And like I say, the right answer is it ensures the quality of the work. Well, that's what it's intending to do. So, but it's just interesting in the industry. Like I say, it would be great to do a poll. Have you got this one, Kurt?
Go on.
What's the stat of how many people that procure structural steel know about BSEN 1090?
Well, it's funny you mention it.
No, but I'd be interested to know
it'd be
that
a
number.
low percentage.
I think it would.
Yeah,
I think the problem is in the whole industry, we all rely on a subcontract supply chain.
Yes.
So someone at a point will be taking that job on, a bigger boy, and then ultimately filtering down, and then at that point, might be 2-3 hands down the chain, they're on your doorstep saying that they don't really care about it.
Oh, which is dead interesting.
Even though the procurement process above, this could be going in a hospital, this could be going in whatever. We've done these jobs. We've done these jobs with you and others that we've never been asked for it.
No, that's right.
Before you got this, we done a job, and you asked me if the client required it. Yeah. I asked the client, a big client, and they said no.
Yeah. So it's interesting though, because this sort of goes back to the start of the conversation again about you saying we're specialists.
Yeah.
And your customers do expect the answer to come from you, don't they? We get it, like the obvious one you see on almost all drawings is join in detail by fabricator or join deal by supplier, because they don't know.
Yeah.
So there is that bit about, well, there's a metalwork package. You're the experts. It's on you to deliver a compliant product, which is fair enough. But you'd think, as a buyer, you could easily be duped on that.
I would expect the structural engineer to come up with them details.
Yeah.
And tell you it's a 10 mil plate. It's welded.
No, they
like
would.
This. Yeah.
Sorry, but the point is the buyer is not an educated buyer. They don't know.
Yeah.
So and maybe this is part of the 2x quote goes in versus the standard quote, because they've done it right and these guys haven't, possibly a part of it. I don't know. It's because there is a cost to it. There is, not just pound notes, it's time in your workshop in it and things like that to get these things done.
Yeah.
But that does feel like a bit of a trend, doesn't it? Like if we look at the jobs we're quoted on and stuff, where you have like a specific detail or a specific standard like there, and then nobody wants to pay for it though, or the blame or sort of it gets put on you as it being your problem. And I don't know if that's sort of a trend in construction in general in recent years.
There's a lot of risk pushed downhill, isn't there?
Yeah.
Without, as you say, without sort of the value of that risk being attributed to the lower end of the chain.
Yeah, like
which seems wrong.
We'll have it with different stuff. Maybe like a minimum standard comes in, but like it's a surprise then when our quotes go up. Like,
yeah.
So it's yeah.
Tricky.
I don't know what the answer is to that, but just an
No,
observation.
well, yeah, I know what you're talking about. You're referring to access, scaffolding, things like that.
Yeah, but it's across the board. It's sort of like
Yeah.
a similar
standards
scenario, isn't it?
standards come in.
Yeah.
We was told to comply with them standards. Then they didn't want to pay for it. Then we backed out of it. Then other people have gone in. Then they're bashing them people. They're like, oh, well, you're not complying to our standards.
Yeah.
Then it comes back round full circle.
And
So you've just got to retract a bit. Sometimes like in business, you just have to go, okay, you
just
pull
bide your
back,
time.
and you go, well, I'm not doing it because I want to do it to the standard.
Yeah, and what we're all told is, if you get the job done right first, because a change further down the development cycle of the job is going to cost you way more. Maybe that still does happen, and that client that time, I assume they probably ended up paying more than they would have paid you for all of the time spent and the problems and if it had got to site and then it needed to be taken back off, all of that.
What a risk of something just not being right, like being unsafe, getting an audit, failing the audit, all them things that then you've got to now comply with.
But that then comes to like a whole, I know we've not spoken about it now, but we've spoken before about like planning issues and the time not going in at the front. And then everything's a bit reactive. And
I definitely think we've, over the 10 years, we've definitely lost jobs because we've been too active at the front end to try and get it right. You put your price in and then they come back and go, yeah, you're 20%, 30% over. You're like, yeah, but we've actually given you what you want. These guys looked at a pretty poor drawing, didn't ask any questions, guessed a load of stuff. And of course they came in X amount lower. Anyway.
That's customers.
That is customers.
It's a tricky game.
We love them.
Tricky game.
Right,
Kurt, what you got?
I'm gonna go quick fire. Well, actually, no. Let's go for some stats.
We're gonna hit you with some stats.
Now, we're talking about trends in construction, and I've got some positive news for you.
Let's go.
The global welding market is currently worth $20.23 billion.
Yeah.
And it's projected to grow by 2028 to $28.66 billion.
So what does that mean?
Wow.
What is that market? Is that like all these big boys like Tata Steel, or is this actually a
you
person
said global.
welding?
That probably means China, right?
I mean, well, to be fair, most of it was US.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Because he's going to make everything made in the UK, in the US now.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was thinking about why.
Well, and also an awful lot of catastrophes have just happened in America, haven't they? There's a lot of cities that have either burnt down,
well, that's true,
been blown down, all sorts of
that's
happened.
True.
So there's a lot of rebuilding to do. I was thinking this the other day. Advantageous. Play golf with a guy who does fencing, and every year it's like, let the winds blow.
Yeah.
Because that's my business. And I was thinking over there, all the contractors in California must just be licking their lips at the moment. All these rich people that want their houses
but I
remade.
guess the insurance brokers aren't.
Insurance brokers, no, but does Mel Gibson need an insurance broker to build himself another house? Probably not. He can self-insure that, can't he? And Paris Hilton, I think her house unfortunately burnt down, but she ain't waiting on the insurers to build her a new house.
Maybe because they're all going to be like these Californian cantilever off the rock. Maybe you could offer to do a job out there.
So I'd say that's another pitfall of our industry.
Is that stay in your lane?
Yeah, they stay in your lane. There's not much export goes on in our game.
Okay.
Yeah.
But,
no, I meant you don't have to supply the steel. You could just maybe supply the skill.
All right.
What Dan's saying is, I know
have a
you wanted to do it before 40, but get welding.
Oh right, yeah.
We could go out there,
maybe if
Okay.
So. Like it. So we've got a growing industry.
Yeah. I was thinking, is it where we're being encouraged to reuse a lot of materials? And
I don't know. This is another thing.
Production was down a little bit, but
so we're in this world now, aren't we? Where we're encouraged to buy new cars rather than use old ones.
Yeah.
And we're encouraged to do that on grounds that they are much better for the environment and things like that. yet we've already got this car that's had all of this thing put into it.
Yeah.
So we want to create more cars.
Yeah.
Even they might individually be better for the environment.
Whereas if you look after that one car properly,
like it's already there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway.
but the car, that's the whole argument, isn't it? The carbon footprint's happening the other side of the world, isn't it?
A lot of
Or
it.
most of it, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of it at the moment. Yeah.
Oh, it's completely, I mean, don't get me started because the Mayor of London
I know,
charges us a fortune.
I know, exactly.
Drive into London.
Yeah. Another
yeah.
problem with our industry.
That's a whole nother episode.
Yeah.
I'd like to get him on, actually.
Go on, Kurt.
Yeah, I'll see if I can book him.
Yeah.
Right, let's go quick fire 4 then.
Oh.
So 4 questions, quick answers, ideally. But if you want to elaborate, it's not a problem.
So basically, Kurt, there's no rules.
You've been listening to me already talk for way too long. I'll try.
Let's just call them conversation pieces. Right, firstly, what is your favourite thing? I'm going to say about running a business, because we sort of focus more on that.
I think it's the responsibility and the opportunity.
Nice. And what's the most challenging part of your job? Like, so we say running a business.
Well,
I mean, you could go on here, to be fair.
Yeah. I'm going to say client relationships.
Fair. Have you got anything to add to that? I know it's quick fire.
And what I mean by that is probably on the back end of the job, getting money out of them.
Okay.
That's tough.
Yeah, that is difficult, to be fair. Now, this one, on or off the tools, but if we apply it to business, working on the business or in the business?
I'd like on. Yeah, I'd like to spend all my time on the business. Yeah.
Nice. And then we know that Stratfords have been involved in some interesting projects. What would you say is your most interesting or unusual project?
Yeah, we did. Looks great in the photos. I'm sure it looked great. I didn't actually get up to see it. We did an art show and we supplied a load of different sheet metal back when we were doing it. Origami equivalents into a show, and it looked great. They hung them all off the ceiling, and there was boats, there was swans, there was all sorts of stuff. It did look cool.
I thought we would have picked a project that I installed.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to say something you'd done.
Oh, there's too many of those. When you said, what was the question? Interesting
or unusual?
Oh, right. Okay.
To be fair, metal origami is...
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Clint comes up with some interesting projects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Partner, don't
Yeah, he's in that sort of creative space, isn't he?
Yeah, and we've done some crazy stuff for him. I think when we put... Was it pictures of the moon? It might have been before your time. It was pictures of like Mars that were getting zapped back or something. We put some like totems up.
All right, yeah.
And then he had them put up.
Yeah. He's
in
in
there. And I'm like, who even goes to you to say, I've got pictures of Mars, I want to display them in London, but they're not coming back to like, you put the display up.
Yeah. I mean, to go back to was it the first question, the about being a business owner, you do get exposure to like all sorts of stuff that as a kid you just don't even even think of. Even as a business owner, you don't even think of. And then someone comes along and goes, can you make that? And you're like, where has that come from? Yeah.
You made a cool game, didn't you? For, was it Box Park? You was making something, weren't you?
Tell me. Not sure. I used to be fairly good at recalling all the jobs we've done.
Yeah, you was.
Now I'm sort of.
I remember like JT rang me
battle wary,
installing something. But yeah, it was cool. I think it was.
I mean, we've done frames for Lego. You know, Lego figures.
Yeah.
You know, there has been some cool stuff because it is. We've done stuff for photo shoots for Pandora through different people. We've done. Stuff at the end of piers.
The more fun stuff is a nice structural beam. There's more money in there.
This is a curveball.
There's less risk, I would say.
This is a curveball.
Ooh.
But when do you think Lego was founded? In what decade?
Decade?
Yeah. And I'm only asking because I looked this up last night.
60s.
Okay.
I think that's probably about right. 50s.
30s.
Oh,
okay.
And it was originally wooden toys he was making.
That's what I was going. I'm going plastic.
So do I win that one then?
That's fine. But you're both wrong. I think it was in the 40s then, and 50s. Plastic started coming in.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah,
But I suppose the concept of building blocks and stuff, you could go back to Egypt, right?
yeah.
Or way before then.
But as toys, yeah.
Yeah, I was looking that up last night. Unrelated stat.
I think we should have a jingle where we have Kurt's unrelated stat of the week.
Dan, you asked me, and I brought this from someone who these from someone who loves you both dearly.
What we got? Yeah, merchandise.
Merch.
Oh yeah.
And there was a special person who put those tea bags in there.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, that's nice.
Thank you, Mum.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, they're cool.
I thought I needed to bring something.
Lovely
the logo's good. The logo's strong.
Yep.
SMF.
Yeah.
So where can people find you? What if they want to order some steel?
Well, you could come and see us in Wickford by the furniture outlet store, not far from Travis Perkins on Russell Gardens. Or you can find us on LinkedIn, or you can find us on our website at stratfordmetalfabrication.co.uk.
Yes, someone who knows their website. It's all right. We ask people to do that, and not everyone can tell their website.
Yeah.
You've done very well.
Because
a lot of the time, people just like Google something, don't they?
Absolutely,
they don't actually type the website in. So we have a few people start there. That's good. Thanks for your time,
Lovely.
Andy.
Thanks, Andy.
Perfect.
Thanks, everyone, for listening.
Thanks for having me on.
Like, subscribe, post, whatever comments. Apparently, we're post and ghost.
We're post and ghosting from now on.
So we may or may not read them, it turns out. But yeah, thanks as always. Thanks, Andy. And we'll see you next time on Hard Hat Chat.